Hi, I'm Ryan with MSUFCU. I'm a financial educator. My main job is I facilitate a lot of presentations on MSU's campus, as well as manage our Financial 4.0 website.
Welcome to MSUFCU's Fin 40 Tiny Mic, where we ask students questions about finances to test their knowledge. What is the range of a credit score?
It ranged from, I believe, 350 to 850.
A credit score ranged from, I think, 0 to 850.
0 to 1200.
Okay.
Is it like 0 to 800?
I think like 300 to 800.
I have no clue.
Okay. A lot of great answers there. We got a couple that were really close, but a credit score ranges from 300 to 850.
What is credit?
What is credit? Credit is the amount you can pay back in the near future.
Something that you can, or I guess it's a credit card is, you can like put money on it and then you don't have to pay it like right now, but you can pay it like by month.
Credit is basically a system, and after we leave college in the real world, basically lets you get certain loans and percent rates depending on how good your financial credit score is.
Awesome.
Something you build up over time, and it's useful in the future. I know that.
It's something you build up more as you. That's actually a good question.
Credit, it's kind of like, I don't know, money, having a good credit score, that's a good thing, stuff like that.
It is, in fact, stuff like that. Credit is a lot of the things that we said, You want to have a good credit score, it's credit cards, it's money, but it's basically our reputation as a borrower, right? We want to have good habits when we're using credit cards to develop a good credit score. So having bad habits, spending all of that money and not paying it back is going to lead us to a really bad credit score and put us in a lot of debt. So it's important to have those good habits and all of that stuff.
What are the 3 credit bureaus?
Federal is one, maybe. State, local, not sure.
I can name at the top of my head, but I know they all work together collectively. Like the lower banks will all have to report those type of credit scores, all the different types of information such as loans and stuff like that.
Credit cards. Lost me.
It's okay, no worries.
I don't know, honestly.
Michigan State Federal Credit Union, Bank of America, Chase.
I don't know. I have no idea.
No idea. Okay. So looking at that, a lot of different answers there. But when we think about the 3 main credit unions, or credit bureaus rather, we're talking about TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Sorry about saying credit unions, but we're talking about Michigan State University Credit Union. We talked about Chase Bank of America. There's a lot of different answers, federal, state. Just when we think about it, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian.
How much can your credit score drop if you miss a payment?
Anywhere from 0 to 100, depending on the payment, maybe.
I could not remember off the top of my head, but it could drop increasingly depending on the type of loan and type of thing that is not being paid for.
5 points.
If I had to guess, a lot, quite a bit.
Okay.
50?
20 points drop.
So if you miss a payment, your credit score can actually drop up to 100 points. So you can go from good credit to bad credit relatively quickly if you don't make your payments.
How do you build credit?
You could build credit. One example, when I took out student loans, my credit score just magically showed up. So building credit through credit card payments, what I learned from my SBI program is basically, if let's just say you spent $1,000 on your credit card, you want to pay like $990 and then keep that $10, let it cross over to show that you're making that payment and that you actually show that you did that payment, because if you just clear it right away, it doesn't register. So having that and letting them see that and then paying it off after helps you establish and build up that credit.
You build credit by multiple things. Pay on time. Don't take overdraft fees. Don't open multiple credit cards in a short amount of time. That's all I know.
You build credit by paying your bills on time and more as you spend.
Paying your bills on time.
Making sure payments are made on time and before, and then using that credit and paying it off. It's good.
By making purchases, paying on time. I think that's all I know of.
All right, I absolutely love these answers. The biggest thing that makes up our credit score is payment history. We nailed it on the head with making payments on time. And that's just developing good habits when we talk about credit utilization and credit usage. So I'm happy to hear so many of you said payment history and making those payments.
What percentage of credit should you use?
I cannot tell you off the top of my head.
Take a guess.
If I had to take a guess, like just out of the whole, out of like 850, or percentage. Like, are we talking about like specifically like if you're like having a credit card and then you want to spend money, like what's the percentage? I think so. 10,000. It should be only like 2,500.
20%.
Is that hurting? 10%?
30.
You got one there.
Under 30%.
I don't know, maybe like 20% of your credit.
All right, I absolutely love these answers. We nailed it on the head. 30% and below is a type of credit card utilization we want to use. So using below 30% is not going to affect your credit score. Anything above 30% is going to impact your credit score, and it's going to impact it negatively.
What is the most important thing that makes up your credit?
Paying on time, I would say.
I don't know.
Paying on time and hard credit checks and soft credit checks.
I don't know.
I would say probably the bills and the credit cards, paying that.
I would say, I guess it just depends on what you have in your account. So for example, I say like right now the majority of my credit score, all of my credit score is based on the student loan that I have because that's the only thing that's actually credit. So depending on how many credit cards you have, loans and stuff, yes, most definitely.
So great answers. There's a lot of variety of different things that make up your credit, but the most important thing that makes up your credit is going to be your payment history. So I heard some of that, paying your bills on time. Absolutely, that's going to drastically help your credit score, and making those payments consistently, creating those good habits will continue to improve your credit score.
Is it better to have no credit or to have bad credit?
I'd say it's better to have bad credit because having bad credit, you could always make it better, but having no credit, it's harder to get. Like, if you want a loan, it'll be harder to get a loan.
Bad credit?
No credit.
Probably better to have bad credit than no credit.
Why is that?
Because if you have bad credit, you can still overall in like 10 years, you can build that to a higher credit. When you have no credit, you have nothing. You can't take out loans. You can't do anything with no credit.
Do you think the people with bad credit start off with no credit at any point?
Yes, yes, I do.
I'm just curious, because then they develop bad credit, right?
Yeah, yes.
I'll say probably no credit.
I would say to have no credit just means you just haven't established it yet, where if you have bad credit, it can affect you in the long run when it comes to different things such as getting loans, auto loans, house loans and stuff like that.
So I absolutely love this question. I love the responses, but the answer is going to be no credit, right? When we look at bad credit and people who have bad credit have already established themselves as having bad credit from lenders, it's harder to get loans when you have bad credit. You're going to have higher interest rates when you have bad credit. When you have no credit, you're able to build up that credit. Like we talked about, some people said, hey, if you have bad credit, you can build it higher, but if you have no credit, you have absolutely all the chances to build up your credit, whereas opposed to rebuilding your credit when you have bad credit. So no credit is the answer on that one.